my dear friend of many, many years, Quiet Riot's Frankie Banali. There you go. First time you're hearing about it right here. Warrants the effect. Frankie will be in studio with me for pretty much the entire show 1 week from today. Needless to say, Frankie made some very, very concerning news recently with the announcement of him battling pancreatic cancer. That being said, Frankie recently just played a show with Quiet Riot at the Whiskey a week or two ago. I ran into Chuck Wright, the bass player in Quiet Riot, when I was in L.A. last week. And, I had texted Frankie and I called Frankie. I couldn't leave him a message because his voicemail was full when the news came out. And then I ran into Chuck right on Sunset and I said, hey, how's Frankie? And he said, hey, he played a great show with us and his spirits are good and he's battling. And I was like, that's great. Send him my best. I can't reach him because his phone is jammed. And, I understand there's a lot of outpouring of concern for him, rightfully so. So then I took another swing at getting in touch with him yesterday, and he responded, and we texted, and I told him I'd love to see you, and I hope you're doing okay, and I think the fans would love to hear from you, and he agreed to the interview. So we will talk to Frankie Banali and have him in studio with us on Wednesday, a week from today, from Los Angeles. Greatly looking forward to that. Like everyone, extremely concerned about Frankie and how he's doing. And above and beyond that, he's a great guy to talk about history, rock history, Quiet Riot history. He's played on other things people don't even know as a drummer, played on a Billy Idol tune, played on the Hughes Thrall album. So, an old friend, great guy, obviously going through a super serious health issue right now, about as serious as it gets. And I hope that all of us as fans can sort of, lift his spirits, although I'm told he's doing very well in that department, which is great to hear. And I got a feeling that there's going to be a lot of drummers that are going to want to reach out to Frankie. And if there are people listening to this show right now who are well-known drummers, I've had a few reach out to me who have told me what an influence Frankie was on them and how important his playing was to them and how much they are concerned about him. So, and you guys know who you are, and many of you guys know me personally and have my number or what have you. If you want to call in while Frankie is on and say hello to him, I would certainly encourage that. And, if you, just about all you guys I know personally, so text me and we'll set it up. I think that'll be a fun thing to do and fun for Frankie, because I know a lot of people wanted to get in touch with him. And you could imagine what he's dealing with. So I'm supremely honored and thankful that he is willing to come in and do an interview. Don't think he's really done any detail that I'm aware of since this diagnosis has come out. And, let's hope that he can come out the other side and he's fighting it. I know he's fighting it. I know he's a tough guy. So nothing but the absolute best for Frankie Banali. And we will have some fun with him and also get into what he's dealing with, obviously, a week from today. And we'll get into some phones, and if Baz rings the hotline, we'll get right to him in this final hour of Trunk Nation. Let's get some calls going right now while we see if Mr. Sleepy arises. Chad in Texas. Hey, Chad, what's going on?
Hey, Eddie, welcome back to land. How you doing?
Good, man. Thank you.
Good. So quickly, I am going to see Bass tonight. So it seems as though the last few guests you had on your show are playing these shows in Houston. First it was Jay Buchanan, then you had Vivian Campbell, and now Bass. Tool's going to be here Sunday, so maybe an Adam Jones before the interview before then.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something in the water there in Houston when these guys want to call in. I don't know about that, but yeah, I've been in touch with Adam. And look, that's a hard thing to figure out, man. They did some press with the release of the record, and I'm in touch with the guy, and I know the guy, but I've yet to be able to lock down anything as far as interviews. And I'm way past the point of pushing on interviews. Like I said, this rescheduled interview with Sebastian was their idea, not even mine. I just said, hey, you want to do it? Let me know when you can do it. And it's coming from them. So I don't know. I would love to have Adam on, but again, I have got a lot of great things going on and a lot of great callers and a lot of great things that I do every day on this show that all you can really do is put the offer out to these people. And if they bite and they get it together to do it, great. But the door's open. That's all you can really say.
Definitely. So real quick, I want to give you my take on Greta Van Fleet, who we saw 2 weeks ago. Those guys came out crazy energy. Josh, the lead singer's voice was on point that night. And I know that can be tough for a lead singer that's constantly singing every night. Jake, the guitar player, he seemed to model his style in a manner like Stevie Ray Vaughan in terms of how he played, especially playing back and forth from the bass of the guitar to the neck, like super fast, like Stevie Ray used to do. The one thing I could have gone without felt like a 10-minute guitar solo to end that second song. It took me back to a comment you made on one of your shows when you said you were seeing somebody during that time. You could have heard 2 or 3 songs, and that's exactly how I felt that night,
Yeah. I've yet to see Greta Van Fleet live. I just have not. It's just eluded me. Last time I was in LA a few weeks ago, they were there that night, and I didn't know it when I landed. I could have made it over there. I think that's something I really do want to get a chance to see them because I hear they are really good live, but I've yet to have that experience. But I'm with you on extended solos. I think it's way too much.
I hope you get to see them because you really need to do it. And then the last thing I want to point out is my guys, kind of like you have Rival Sons. I'm a Wolf Mother guy. I called in and we talked about this months ago. They dropped a new song. I believe it was released yesterday called Higher. Give it a listen, or maybe Ed can play it going into break. And I'll go ahead and let you go, and I'll see you in November for Foamhenge. Later.
Look forward to that. November 10th at Carbach. Thank you, Chad. Foamhenge in Houston, where I'll be there hosting.
Best name ever.
Yeah, it's a fun day. I did it last year. So the as far as Greta, yeah, Ed reminded me there was a story that came. It's really, look, it's a statement on the culture we're in right now that Justin Hawkins of The Darkness was asked about Greta Van Fleet, and all he said is they have something along the lines of they have the potential to be great if they make better songs. A very honest opinion given by Justin Hawkins, which of course, because it wasn't the cookie cutter, politically correct horseshit answer that everybody is expected to give, meaning that you can't, God forbid, give anything remotely honest in an opinion publicly. It made headlines everywhere that Justin Hawkins said that. And I tweeted about it. I tweeted about how sad and pathetic this culture has gotten, where you can't even give one person asked about another band, one musician giving an honest critique, an honest feeling about something, and it became a news story. That is so sickening and wrong on so many levels. Whether I agree with Justin or not, I give him massive props for saying it, because do you know how many people out there in the music community agree or way more extreme would talk shit about a band like that? But if they're asked publicly, oh, they're wonderful. They're wonderful. So kudos to Justin for giving just an honest answer. Even if I don't agree, I'm like, God, thank God. It's amazing. People are in just such stunned shock when an artist answers a question that doesn't sound like it came out of their latest press release, gone over by their management team, and they're in utter disbelief. Make it a news headline. Back to the story about guitar solos, drum solos, bass solos. Unless you are a virtuoso, or unless you're doing something incredibly creative and visual, or maybe you're in a prog band or something, I do not see at all the need for extended, lengthy solos of any band. There are exceptions, but any band. I mean, why? Why? Think about it. For the 10, 15 minutes that guitar player is up there noodling, or the drummer's up there doing, his beats or whatever, you could be hearing 3 more songs from that artist. Now, I know that a lot of the solos are done to give the people not on the stage a chance to get a drink or to hit the bathroom or whatever. But guess what? For most bands, we're in a day and age where the length of the band's performances, their set times, have shrunk dramatically. Used to be the norm that the headliner puts in a 2-hour show. Now, it's more the norm you're getting an hour and 15. Few reasons for that. There aren't a lot of pure headliners out there, meaning that a lot of tours are going out double, triple bill packages because they need more incentive to get people to go. But if you're doing a 75-minute set and 15 or 20 of it is solos, guitar solo, drum solo, bass solo, why? But there are exceptions. Something like Tommy Lee's drum solo, that's a visual thing. The guy gets in the roller coaster, whatever, goes upside down over the crowd, gets stuck half the times, got to climb out, climb on the track. I mean, that's entertaining. You go see Van Halen, you're watching one of the masters. You want to see that. You want to watch Eddie do whatever he's going to do. That's a big part of the thing. But by and large, man, okay, I can take 2-3 minutes to let somebody run off and get a drink or something or take a leak, but man, I've said this so many times, speaking of Van Halen, it used to drive me mental that around the 1984 tour and all that, when Roth would come out and dance and swing the sword and stand up on the edge of the stage with his arms out in the Jesus Christ pose and just let people applaud for 10 minutes and all that. And all I could think of is Van Halen songs on average are about 3 minutes long. I could be getting 3 more songs right now. And that also goes for bands that have big catalogs and do a couple covers. Why? I'm there to hear your songs. You got a 15 album catalog. Why am I hearing you play Led Zeppelin or The Who? Unless they recorded a version of it and had a big hit with it. I don't know. That's just me.